GM Comics here, with probably one of my biggest videos ever, my top 10 Nintendo Switch games. Let's get right into it. Here's the background. Nintendo Switch is one of the best consoles of all time, up there with PS4, NES, Xbox 360, PS2, SNES, and the Wii. I know it's a long list, but you try to narrow down the game consoles. One of the biggest factors in how good a system is, and how well it sells, is its exclusive games. Ever since the Switch's launch in 2017, Nintendo has been pouring out exclusive hit after exclusive hit, but not all games are created equal, and a few games stood out above the rest. By the way, the past year, 2020, has been super slow for the Switch, the only new games being Animal Crossing New Horizons, Paper Mario the Origami King, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So I found it to be the perfect opportunity to reflect on the Switch's top 10 exclusive video games to date. This list is pure opinion, so you may, and definitely won't, agree with every single entry on this list. Now let's get right into the rules. Okay, first are the games I haven't played or will not include. Pokemon. I haven't played any Let's Go games or Sword and Shield. This isn't my favorite franchise, but I might get to them someday, just not now. Fire Emblem Free Houses. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've heard good things and definitely will because I got it for Christmas. Wii U ports. No ports, including Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8, Pikmin 3, and Bayonetta 2. Only exclusives. Breath of the Wild is an exception, since it launched on both systems on the same day. Remakes also do count, like Link's Awakening and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, but like I said, I haven't played Pokemon, so. Yoshi's Crafted World, haven't played it, and Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm only halfway through the game, but love it so far. These are the big games I had to mention, so if your favorite game is missing, I'm sorry. Also, we are not including timed exclusives like Octopath Traveler and the recent released Monster Hunter Rise. But first, before we get to the real list, my most honorable mention, Link's Awakening Remake. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is a beautiful game with a unique art style. I have always preferred 2D Zelda games over 3D, and I'm glad the Switch got one. As a remake, Link's Awakening Switch added quality of life improvements, as well as a limited dungeon builder, which was pretty disappointing when compared to Mario Maker 1 and 2, but that didn't hinder my experience with the game. Also, it is unfortunately pretty short, but I 100% the game to extend its time. So yeah, check out Link's Awakening Remake. It's not a sponsor. Why would I sponsor them? Or why would they sponsor me? And while you're at it, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about your 5 favorite Switch games. At number 10, we have, not to the real list, we have Golf Story. The only indie game on this list and one of the few Switch exclusive indies, Golf Story deserves its place up here with the AAA games. I am not a big fan of RPGs, but thanks to this game, I realized how good an RPG could be when done right. Hear that, Paper Mario? The pixel art is great, the combat is entertainingly replaced with playing golf, and the story is surprisingly gripping. If you haven't played this game, or are on a gaming budget, Golf Story is the perfect game for you. At number 9, we have Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Who knew a little crossover between the Rabbids and Mario could have such deep gameplay and hordes of collectibles? Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a rare gem that is stuffed with humor, references, and some of the best strategy gameplay on the Switch. Ubisoft and Nintendo made a true masterpiece, and while I hope for a sequel or Zelda-themed spin-off, it is just too unlikely. But at least we have this astounding game. Respect, Ubisoft, respect. At 8, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons. While many people will put this game on the number 1 spot, I personally am not the biggest Animal Crossing fan, as you guys probably already know. But New Horizons piqued my interest more than previous installments. New Horizons improves on everything that came before it in the franchise, and arrived at just the perfect time to gain popularity. Overall, Animal Crossing New Horizons is a massive success for Nintendo and the Switch. But like I said, I'm just not into games like this, like life sim games. They're too slow paced for me. And number 7, hopefully a faster paced game, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Which it is, yeah. Age of Calamity was Nintendo's big holiday game last year, 2020, and is low-key one of the best Nintendo games in terms of storytelling. The story serves as a prequel to Breath of the Wild, and is full of heart, lovable characters, Tingle isn't here, so thank God, and many unexpected twists and turns. No spoilers here. The gameplay is still the familiar Warriors gameplay, but adds many cool elements from Breath of the Wild. This game is the Zelda movie, or show from Netflix, we've been waiting for. So yeah, this game, I feel like it's underappreciated even though it sold well. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out, or at least support it. It's amazing, okay? At number 6, we have Astral Chain. This is probably my champion game. I feel like this game gets underappreciated the most out of all these games, and it really doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. It's amazing. Astral Chain feels like a hidden gem, even though it sold over 1 million copies. It is one of Platinum Games, the creator of Bayonetta 1 and 2, and The Wonderful 101, best games to date. The action is so refined and unique, having you take control of a human cop and an alien robot called the Chimera, with both characters connected to each other by a chain. It is also perhaps the most story-driven game on this list, and at times feels like a full-on sci-fi blockbuster. Like, the story is really good in this game. At number 5, we have Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is so much more than a simple port of the original Splatoon, even though it may feel like that at times. It ups the ante by adding more weapons, a new story, and a new horde mode, Salmon Run, which I was briefly addicted to. Not only is the main game amazing, but the DLC story, Octo Expansion, is probably Nintendo's best implementation of DLC to date. Breath of the Wild's pretty good though, the DLC. This game could have easily been number 1 on this list, and it breaks my heart to put it at 5th. But you gotta do what you gotta do. At 4th, we have Super Mario Odyssey. Many of you might have put this at higher on your list, but personally, I'll keep it here. Mario's long-awaited return to the open world formula was worth the wait. Super Mario Odyssey arrived in October 2017, and was the first game I played on my Switch on Christmas Day that year. The one problem with the game, however, is the number of moons, how blatantly easy it is to get some, and how bogglingly, like that word, hard it is to unlock some. The 100 jump rope moon is the worst. Besides that oversight, this game is pure delight and beautifully visually. Not to mention the amazing controls. And at number 3, we're getting to our top 3, we have Super Mario Maker 2. It was close between Mario Odyssey and Mario Maker 2, but I personally went with Mario Maker 2 since I'm ever so slightly more nostalgic about playing 2D Mario. Super Mario Maker 2 is a vast improvement over the already excellent Super Mario Maker from the Wii U, adding more items, multiplayer, and a story mode, which I happily 100% in 3 days. They also added an online mode, but we don't talk about that. At number 2, this may surprise some of you, is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As I stated in Link's Awakening, I'm not a huge fan of the original 3D Zelda games. I didn't play much of them. But The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an exception, reinventing the series for the better by creating a huge open world ripe for exploring. As Nintendo's first time ever creating an open world RPG of this scale, Breath of the Wild is a massive success and one of the best games ever made. I am super hyped for the sequel, and thank God we got Age of Calamity to hold us over. Before we get to our number 1 spot, here are a few extra honorable mentions. Paper Mario The Origami King. It may not be the return to form for the Paper Mario series that fans have been clamoring for, but it is infinitely better in Sticker Star and Color Splash. I 100% the game and have no regrets. It was a pretty difficult 100%, not gonna lie. Kirby Star Allies. Star Allies is a good game, but it falls short when compared to the other Kirby games of the new era, like Planet Robobot and Triple Deluxe. It's way too easy, and definitely could have been better. And finally, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, a pretty underappreciated game. The story is pretty good and the character designs rock, but after beating the campaign, to 100% it, you have to keep replaying the campaign, which of course got boring. That's my only real complaint, and probably why it hasn't aged that well, or hasn't been remembered. And at number 1, we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Admittedly, it is odd to put a fighting game in number 1 spot, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is one of, if not my favorite game of all time. It took the series to its max, including all characters who ever appear in the series, as well as newcomers and DLC fighters. The classic mode is truly amazing, the story mode is great, and the online is mostly smooth and addicting. There is really nothing else to say. It's Smash! Thanks for watching. This list is temporary and will probably change as I play more games. I'm planning on doing a new one every year, and more are released. Specifically, the hope for releases of Pikmin 4, Metroid Prime 4, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 will tip the scales and change what I wrote here. Thanks for watching.